What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning Podcast. Today we're going to be predicting the top 32 receivers at the end of this NFL season. Let's get into it.
On the field, he was a top 10, like 10th best quarterback.
I disagree. I think as soon as he hit the playoffs, he looked like a bottom 10 quarterback.
Okay.
That counts.
Okay, you love Justin Herbert.
The 2-minute warning.
Number 1, I have Jamar Chase. Number 2, I have Justin Jefferson. Number 3, I have Nico Collins. Number 4, I have CeeDee Lamb. And number 5, I have Malik Nabers.
Already disagree with your list pretty heavily here. But number 1, I also have Jamar Chase. Number 2, I have Nico Collins. Number 3, I have Amon-Ra St. Brown. Number 4, I have Puka Nacua. And number 5, I have Justin Jefferson.
Interesting. So we obviously both have Chase at number 1.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in the same situation as last year where he just won the Triple Crown. So.
And they look even more locked in now. They started the preseason. They know they need to start off hotter in September. They always start rough in September. I'm not so confident about this Bengals team as a whole. This defense is dog, man. I mean, like, so bad. Historically bad. I don't see whether or not the 32nd ranked defense this season. They somehow got worse, and they were really bad last year. It's going to be tough to play in a tough division. They have a tough schedule, but if anybody can do it from pure offense, it's going to be these two guys. And, they're going to give it their all every single week. So they're going to be getting so many yards, so many touchdowns. Chase is going to have another incredible season. I wouldn't be surprised to see a back-to-back Triple Crown, which I don't even know if that's ever been done.
Yeah, I don't think it has. There hasn't been that many. I think there's only like 8 seasons or something that have been Triple Crowns. Very rare, but I could definitely see it happening. Where'd you have Justin Jefferson?
5. So I'm surprised. I actually am surprised you have him at 2. We can talk about Jettas right now. My reasoning for having him 5 is almost purely off of J.J. McCarthy. I really do think he'll hurt Jettas way more than it'll help him. I'm not a J.J. McCarthy guy. And what we've seen is J.J. McCarthy likes Jordan Addison way more than Jettas, like throwing in the ball wise. And Jettas is hurt right now. Obviously, he's going to be fine for week 1, supposedly. But you never want to start the year with an injury with a brand new quarterback that I think isn't good. He's going to be a good receiver. Don't get me wrong. I have him at 5 for a reason. But when I see everyone else taking steps, I see Nico Collins taking another step this year. Or assuming that these players stay healthy, right? So if Nico stays healthy, I see him taking a step. Amon-Ra, even if he's the same, I already thought he was a bit better than Jettas, even though that's a hot take. Amon-Ra, I really like. Puka Nacua, in that offense, I don't see how he doesn't take another step. All these guys I see taking a step, and I could see Jettas getting a little bit worse, at least statistically this season, and just not really being able to develop his game any further with J.J. McCarthy at the helm.
Well, ever since coming into the league, he's had great production. And even if that takes a hit, probably still on most people's list, he's going to be number 1. He's been consistent every year. So you can't just throw him down because of one down year, honestly, in my opinion. Even if I don't think he's going to be the second most productive receiver, he still might be the second best.
I don't think he's going to be the second most productive, and that's part of the reason. But I also just think he's not going to get any better as a player while these other players around him are, if that makes sense. So, he is a great player. He's a phenomenal player. But where I already disagree with where people rank him, me seeing other players getting better and him not because of his situation that he's in necessarily, that's not something that makes me want to put him any higher. I didn't expect you to put him at 2 because I thought you would think kind of similarly in the sense of these players around him are going to get better. I thought you would have Nico at 2. Because I know you really like Nico. I'm at 3 for a reason. You expect him to take another step. We can talk about Nico if you want. But I was surprised because you're not even the biggest Jettas fan, but you're hardcore defending him right now.
Well, he's just done so much over his career that 1 year of him being still an elite receiver, very productive receiver, even if it's not the level he has been
Statistics aren't everything.
Yeah, I know. So I'm saying even if his statistics take a step back, then I still think he could be the second best receiver.
But if he doesn't take any step forward and these 3 players around him do,
I don't think they're close enough to catch him
that's
with just
crazy.
a step forward.
You literally agreed last time we did the list that he was very close with the other 3 in the top 5.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
I said that
we can pull up the clip. I swear on my life you said something like that.
Maybe something like that.
You said it was really close between these. I didn't think I was going to put Jefferson at 2.
I think what I said was Jamar Chase. The difference between him and Justin Jefferson is bigger than Justin Jefferson and the third receiver.
Well, you probably also said that, but you talked about how you weren't expecting to put Jefferson at 2, and you realized there just wasn't anyone better.
Yeah,
but
because I hadn't evaluated receivers in a while.
But to say that there's people that can't take a step above him, Nico can definitely be better than Jettas this year.
I mean, yeah, I guess he could, but
Nico was arguably better when he played last year.
Yeah, well, you're just assuming he's going to be healthy, which is not really what I was doing. I was I'm just assuming he's going to miss time again. I just hope it's not as much as he normally misses. But
Nico doesn't always miss that much.
He always
last year.
What
What did he miss? 4 games?
5 games, 6 games.
It's not a crazy amount.
He would have he was leading the league in receiving yards when he.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm not just expecting him to be healthy when he's never been healthy.
Yeah. Okay, but even if he's not healthy for the whole season, he's still going to be a better player than Jettis this season, in my opinion.
Like, okay, even if you are a better player for one season, that's not enough to change the receiver rankings completely. You don't just reset and watch 1 year of film.
Whoa. We're ranking based off of where they are going to be at the end of the year, right?
Yeah.
When we ranked our wide receiver list, we were ranking the best receivers in the NFL right now. Not what they've done historically.
No, but just because of what you have done historically.
No.
It's not just like you're looking at one season of sample size and like, that's what the player is.
Well, yes, we are. Think about Aaron Rodgers. I'm not putting Aaron Rodgers top 10 because he's a top 10 all-time quarterback.
Well, he's shown us he's not. There's a difference. If Justin Jefferson puts up 1,400 yards, that's a down year for Jefferson.
No, it's not.
He puts up like 1,600 yards every year.
That's a little much.
He had 1,000 yards the 1 year he was hurt up like most.
Last year he did not have 1,600.
I think he had something like that.
There's no way
he was very close to Jefferson.
But my point is like we're ranking this yearly, not off of their careers. And obviously there is some bias. Like Tyreek Hill, I think if we ranked him off of last year, he'd be lower. You know what I'm saying? Just last year, but we know what he can do, and we were trying to give him that time. And I understand what you're trying to say.
If he had 1,400 yards, then that would be his second worst mark of his career.
Okay.
Tied with his rookie year for a second, but still. Like, that'd be as bad as his rookie season.
And so you're talking about how you don't want to only talk about statistics, and then you're only talking about statistics.
No, I'm saying because of what he has done in the past, if his down year is 1,400 yards, he's not going to move down below 2.
I'm not saying he's going to have 1,400 yards. I could see him being lower than that. And if he does have 1,400 yards, I don't care about just stats. What if Nico Collins has 1,700 yards? Then it's not fair to put Jettis above him.
That could be your take. That's just not what I see out of Nico Collins, is having 1,700 yards when he hasn't been healthy in the season.
Right, I'm not predicting him to have 1,700. I'm just saying, like, you're acting like Jettis can't move down for having the same year that he's been having when other players could get better.
He theoretically could, but I'm not predicting that to happen.
Well, I obviously am because I don't see, like, he's not going to get better this
year.
You're
throwing him down to number 5?
Sam Darnold was much better for him than J.J. McCarthy's going to be.
I mean, you can say that.
I mean, it's very obvious if you
Kevin
watch.
O'Connell, no matter what McCarthy wants, he's going to be like, get Jefferson the ball. He's our best player.
Well, he's going to say, he's going to scheme him open. And it's going to help with the statistics. But if you actually watch the games, Jefferson's not doing as much to get open as these other guys on this list are.
I mean, Nico Collins doesn't do a lot to get open. He kind of just runs straight, and he's amazing at it. And
so he gets open.
No, I'm saying, like, I'm not, like, taking a knockout on him or whatever, but you're saying because Jefferson gets schemed open, it's like, it's so much more impressive that Nico Collins can run a straight line so well.
Okay, but he also does more. Like, Nico Collins finds ways to get open. Do you know how many busted coverages there are for Jefferson? There's so many. The Falcons game this year, he had like 150 yards, and like 110 of them were from the Falcons falling over. Like, 3 times. Like, I don't care about those yards. Those don't mean anything to me. And so bringing up, 1,400 yards would be a down year. Okay, let's put him without Kevin O'Connell. Let's see what would happen to him. Because I bet you he'd have the worst mark of his career. And it wouldn't be close.
Chill, bro. I know you hate Jefferson, but it's not.
I don't hate Jefferson. I hate the fact that people like you who agree Jefferson's overrated sit here and defend him for absolutely no reason.
I have to defend him when I'm like arguing against the number 1 Jefferson hater to ever step on earth.
I think he's a top 5 receiver. I don't know how that's saying that I think he's a bad player.
That's like me saying Lamar's a top, like the 5th best quarterback. According to most people,
it's not the same at all.
I disagree. It's not the same thing, but that's
Lamar
what most people would think.
Lamar is exponentially better than Jefferson is at his position. It's not close.
Most people would disagree with
that. Yeah, but you don't, so you can't defend that argument.
Okay.
If you can't be like, well, that's like you doing this according to this random guy in the comments. Like, you have to do what your opinion is. And your opinion is that that's not the same thing at all. You agree that Chase is exponentially better than Jettis.
Yeah, there's a reason why Chase is number 1.
Right, but I
still think the gap's big. I'm not like saying 1 is Chase, number 2 is a gap. Like, I don't have to put that in.
Right, I'm not saying you do, but I'm saying you're defending him like he's obviously a top 2 receiver in the league, and he's not.
Well, right now he obviously is, and I don't see why he's just going to take a giant step back.
Who do you have at 3, Nico?
Nico.
And if Nico's healthy, you don't think he'll be better than Jefferson?
If Nico's healthy for the whole year and takes a step, he could be better than Jefferson.
If he takes a step and healthy, he guarantees better. I think when he played last year, he was better than Jefferson last year.
Okay, well, that's a take.
Well, and you probably agree. He led the league in yards for a reason. With the worst offensive line, he's not getting the ball all the time. Like, it's
O-line doesn't, like, kill a receiver's production.
Yes, it does, especially one that goes deep all the time. You need time for the play to develop. And Stroud and him are going to have another year to get chemistry. I really, really like Nico Collins this year, and I could see him leading the league in yards.
Why didn't you take him instead of Drake London in fantasy?
Oh, because I think
at pick 4,
I think Drake London will be better in fantasy. But we'll talk about Drake London.
Okay, well, who'd you have at 3?
And
have we talked
Nico's
about 3?
Health concerns, by the way. That's a big reason I didn't take him in fantasy.
Who'd you have at 3?
I had Amon-Ra. Don't know how Amon-Ra's not in your top 5.
I mean, he's just a guy who's not he's just not like an alpha, you know?
He's consistently a top 5 wide receiver every single season, and he's going to consistently be that his whole career.
No, if it's like what Amon-Ra, it's like what you said with Jefferson. I expect these guys to pass him. I don't think Neighbors is a better receiver than Amon-Ra right now, but there's also other receivers. Maybe there is other receivers that I ranked above.
So you just don't think Amon-Ra will get better?
I think he could.
But you think it's okay to push him down the list and not Jefferson for not getting better?
There's a reason
why.
No,
that makes no sense. You're using the exact same thing and not doing it for Amon-Ra.
Amon-Ra is not Jefferson.
Amon-Ra's better than Jefferson. He is. If you guys go watch the freaking film, you can see that Amon-Ra is a much better player than Jefferson.
Oh, boy.
In almost every aspect.
Okay, well, I'm surprised you haven't talked about my number 4. I thought that'd surprise you.
I forgot who it was.
CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, I don't know why he's there. Yes, statistically he'll probably be there, but not as a receiver.
No, I think he could be the most productive receiver statistically.
Well, yeah, because Dak loves throwing him the ball.
Dak loves him. That offense is running with Javonte Williams. Like, they're going to have to throw the ball basically every play. They're going to be down in a lot of games. I can see this passing attack.
I think he's going to get double teamed.
I think Dak might be the favorite, in my opinion, like top 3 for passing yards this year.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
No one else agrees.
Well, really? This is how he always is. He's great in the regular season, just throws a ton of passes to CeeDee Lamb. Ultimately, though, this season with 0 negative run game. They have negative run game. I mean, Javonte Williams, trust me, he's bad. I promise, he's really, really bad. And with negative run game this season, you're going to get double teamed a lot on CeeDee Lamb. I think I'm not putting CeeDee Lamb up there because even if he is the most statistically, because of all his targets, whatever, I think he's going to lead the league in targets pretty easily. And I think that he's still not going to be better than any of these guys. Like, he's not going to be better than Amon-Ra. That's insane for you to say. Like, that's actually crazy.
Bro.
And as a player, it's not close.
This is crazy.
It's not close. And I really think that if you're predicting based off the run game and based off of him getting a ton of targets, I also think it makes sense to throw George Pickens love because I think George Pickens get a ton of targets this year from CeeDee getting double teamed because you don't have to stack the box against this team. You could have like 5 defenders in there. You throw 2 defenders on CeeDee Lamb, you say beat us with anybody else. And I think that's what a lot of teams are going to do.
That's what they should do. But I feel like people always talk about doubling a receiver. I rarely see receivers getting double teamed. I don't know if that's just like me being blind. Well, but people always say just double team Chase. He doesn't really get double teamed.
You don't just see they do. You just don't like see them. They're not going to both come to the line of scrimmage and get ready to press. Like that's not how it works. It's a disguised coverage. And so like usually when you're watching a broadcast, you're not going to see the double team because the double team's happening past like near the first down marker or beyond it where you can't even see the receivers running. You know, the double team's going to come later than the very beginning of the route. Or like it's a zone double team where you have an extra guy in the zone ready to help pick it off or something. Like there's different disguises you can do, which is why you don't see it. But people do double team all the time, otherwise there wouldn't be a thing.
I mean, I just feel like people talk about how you should double team this receiver or this one, and most teams would rather just run normal coverages because it works better for their team and they don't have to risk big plays allowed to other guys. Like even if you have a safety over the top, I wouldn't call that double teaming if he's like paying extra attention to the receiver.
Well,
that's just normal.
It depends if he's paying. Well, if he's paying extra attention to the receiver, it's not normal.
Well, it's not double teamed.
It's a version of it. It's a soft.
Well, if that's what double team is, then sure he could get double teamed.
But like, I just don't see how you can argue that he's the 4th best receiver this season, even if he leads the league in yards and stuff. Because you are agreeing that Dak's just going to throw him the ball a ton.
Yeah.
So you just think he's going to be there because of his stats?
I think if you have 1,800 yards in a year...
Bro, he's not having 1,800 yards.
I think he could have 1,800 yards.
But I'm not allowed to move Jefferson down. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Jefferson, he has a down year. I'm not going to move him down. But CeeDee Lamb's going to have 1,800 yards and be below him.
I said if Justin Jefferson has a down year, this is what a down year could look like and with what he's put together with the rest of his career.
Okay, so if he has 1,400 yards and CeeDee Lamb is 1,800, Jefferson's above him. That makes sense.
I didn't say I was predicting it, but
no,
I think that's a realistic possibility. Sense. I'm saying even if it's like, he's a target merchant. Look at Neighbors. Everybody has him in the top 10 for good reason, and he's a target merchant, really.
You had Neighbors at 5?
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind that prediction. I just couldn't really fit him in. I think I had him at 6 or maybe 5 originally, but I don't know. He's going to be amazing, obviously. He finally has a real quarterback.
Real quarterback.
I mean, he's going to help him way more than Daniel Jones and Tommy DeVito are going to help him, you know? Drew Lock. Like, he's not going to get as many targets last year, but he's going to have he's way more efficient. I really like Brian Dable. I think he's going to be able to find even more ways to get him open. He's going to be an amazing receiver this year, and I would not be surprised at all to see him top 3 even, but I didn't put him all the way up here. He's obviously coming up very, very soon, but I didn't throw him all the way up here quite yet.
So who do you have at 4 or 5? Who have we not talked about?
No, I talked about all mine.
Oh, yeah.
Except Puka, I guess.
Puka? You have him 5?
I had 4. You didn't have him in your top 5?
No.
So the reason I have him here is because I think I had him at 3 on my current wide receiver list. I think you might have had him very close. 4. The reason I put him here is because being in an offense with Davante Adams now, like, I don't know how he doesn't get better. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but I think his production's going to go down.
I don't think so because he's been hurt. You know, that
and that's also a thing that I take into account. Him and Nico are definitely lower because they're always hurt.
If he stays healthy,
Puka has never been healthy. Like,
I think his production could go up, even though Adams is there. Like, you know how much easier it's going to be for him to get open next to a guy like Adams. Like, it's going to help him so much. And this team with Stafford, who I really really like as a quarterback, like, I just think this offense is going to be firing on all cylinders. And yeah, they love to give Kyron the rock. But that's also going to open up the pass game on play action and stuff. Like, this offense is going to be so unstoppable through the air that I just don't see how both of them don't end up eating. So I think Puka, I can't predict if I'm going to predict him to take a step. Like, I think he's going to get a bit better. I'm not going to lower him more than one spot lower. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting. I mean, I have a number 6, so
yeah, that makes sense. Have we talked about all your top 5?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to 6 through 10.
At 6, I have Puka Nacua. 7, I have Amon-Ra St. Brown. I know you're really mad about that. 8, A.J. Brown. 9, Brian Thomas Jr. And number 10, I have Terry McLaurin.
Interesting. Okay, I don't hate this tier. Wait, did you say Drake London?
No.
Okay, I hate this tier. Number 6 is Drake London. Number 7 is Malik Neighbors. Number 8 is A.J. Brown. Number 9 is CeeDee Lamb. And number 10 is BTJ.
So we've had a lot of conversations about Drake London.
Not really on the podcast.
Yeah, not on the podcast. But what do you think Drake London does best?
I think he's just a complete receiver. I don't think he has a specific thing that makes him like elite. I think it's kind of similar to Amon-Ra. Like, he
when
just does everything. When we watched
his
really
highlights, you said his best trait is being in busted coverages.
That's not what I said.
That's what you said. That's what you told me.
That helped his yards a lot this year because he was like top 5 in yards or something.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that he is another guy that could easily lead the league in yards.
Easily.
Go look at his stats.
A lot of stuff has to go right. He has to take a giant step forward. Michael Penix has to be really, really good.
And Michael Penix is really, really good.
And they have to be they have to be behind in a lot of games. Because I think they're going to give it to Bijan a lot when they're winning.
Obviously, this is a big prediction. I'm not saying...
Well, I'm just saying, I don't mind you having him at 6. I took a lot of shots as well.
This is obviously
saying it's ridiculous for me not to have him in the top 10 when you didn't have him in the top 10 based on last year.
Yeah, because he wasn't top 10 last year.
So what if I don't predict him to take a step forward? It's not like a bad take.
When he got Michael Penix, all of a sudden he was a top 5 receiver with Michael Penix.
No.
He had 18 targets in week 18. Michael Penix wants to get this guy the ball.
Yeah, just like Dak wants to give CeeDee the ball, but you didn't care about that.
No, I do. CeeDee's number 9.
You have CeeDee below Drake London?
Yes, because
Drake London.
You're overrating CeeDee Lamb. Like, he's not even that incredible. Even with Dak, he's never been anywhere near 1,800 yards. Like, that's insane to even kind of say.
1,600.
I don't think it was that high. I think it was like 15. And that's even 16. That's a huge difference than 1,800. 200 yards? That's a ginormous difference. Drake London is showcasing what he could do with Michael Penix.
Sorry, 1,750.
Oh, that's pretty good.
In 2023.
But you don't understand that in the last 3 weeks of the season, like, that was their first time ever playing together, and these guys clicked right away. I think London's last game he had like 200 and a touchdown or something. Like, that is a huge game that you're not counting. You've got to account for the fact that he has a new quarterback now that they click on all cylinders. This is a duo, but I believe can go down as one of those they have good chemistry duos. Like, Michael Penix is going to be so good this year, people just don't see it coming for some reason. Drake London is going to benefit from that, and Drake London's going to keep improving because of that. And he's a pretty good route runner. He's got good hands. He's a big body. Like, he's what people want in a receiver. He's what people want Tet to be. And I think that he is got way more of a chance to be incredible than a lot of the guys that people predict at that size or like the prototype or whatever. This is a guy that showcased that he can do certain things. Obviously, I don't think he put it all together last year. But from what I've seen in the last 3 games of the season, what I've seen from his connection with Michael Penix, what I've seen from training camp and preseason, this is a guy that I really, really, really believe in, and I really believe in this duo. And a big reason I'm predicting this is also because of Michael Penix, because of how much I really think he's that guy.
I mean, the problem that I had with it was that you got mad at me for not having in the top 10. Not that you took a hot take.
Well, I just think I think it's a dumb take not to put them at 10.
Like, they could have one of the best chemistries. Yeah, they could. They've played 3 games. You can't just be like,
well, they
played 3 games with amazing chemistry. This could go down as one of the best duos in NFL history. Like, what are we talking about?
Well, you don't understand. If you clearly don't understand how good Michael Penix Jr. is, he's going to be QB1 in this class, and no one sees it coming.
Yeah,
but me, and I will be right, because ultimately, just from watching his first college film that I ever turned on, you could see it immediately. You can see this guy is something different. He's special, and he comes into the league, and it's that right away. First game, he's like that. And obviously 3 games can be a fluke, but I strongly believe this is not a fluke. There's differences between a fluke and legit stuff, and this is legit. And he continues to have Drake London as his favorite target in practice. He continues to keep connecting with this guy in training camp. Like, this duo will be legit this season. And obviously, maybe it's not crazy not for you not to have him in the top 10. I just expected you to, because I thought you also agreed that London was going to be good this season.
You don't have to be top 10 to be good.
I thought you thought he was going to be like amazing this season, because ultimately he will be, and people not predicting this are going to be wrong.
What did you see? So earlier you said from what you've seen in the 3 games, preseason and training camp.
Not preseason. I meant training camp.
I was like,
I don't think he's played preseason yet.
So who'd you have at 7?
Neighbors.
I had Amon-Ra at 7.
Yeah, that's way too low.
I mean, he was getting a new OC. I feel like Ben Johnson really helped him out.
Passing OC.
Yeah.
Okay, a pass first OC.
I mean, they passed a lot last year. They always pass a lot.
They also ran a lot last year.
Yeah, they shot the ball a lot. They scored a lot of points.
Like they will. They will continue.
Well, they're losing, like, who is consistently by almost everybody the best OC in the NFL. They're losing, and you're just expecting him to get better.
One of the reasons that they think he's the best OC is because of the talent he had to work with. Now, obviously, I think he's a great OC, and we'll see if he can do that with the Bears. I don't think he will, because he has Caleb freaking Williams. But ultimately, just because you lost your OC doesn't mean I'm just going to predict your whole offense to be worse. That doesn't make sense to me.
What did I have him, like 6 or maybe 7 before?
I don't know. I just don't.
So, I'm expecting him to be the same, because he's been the same every year.
Also, Ben Johnson's not
He has not gotten better since his 2nd or 3rd season.
Well, that's not true.
Yes, it is. He's put the same stuff out every year.
Okay, because you only look at stats. That's good to know.
No,
but
I watch him every year. I actually watch him every year because he plays my team every year, and every year he gets 70 yards and like a touchdown every year, which is really good. But it's not like someone who I'm like, oh, that guy's like the 2nd best receiver above Justin Jefferson.
I mean, he is better than just Jefferson. You go watch the film.
Packers don't game plan around Amon-Ra at all, and he only gets 70 yards. Yeah, we game plan everything
you're in
around
the Packers game plan room, so you know what their game plan is.
I didn't think so. Football.
Yeah, so you just know what their game plan is.
Okay, so they just completely hid their game plan and put him in just ignored him. Basically.
Do you know what defensive coverages are? Do you know how to dissect defensive coverage? I didn't think so. So how would you know?
I can tell when we were putting extra effort on Justin Jefferson.
Because you're triple teaming him? Do you want them to triple team Amon-Ra?
I think if he was as good as you said, we probably would at least double team him instead of leaving him one-on-one.
You probably do. You said you never see any double teams. None.
That's because
you didn't even think you double teamed Jefferson.
Yeah, that wasn't really a double team. That was just like, hey, if he comes over here, this guy comes over, or the safety comes over, and then we have someone in man.
You don't think there is double team, so how would you be qualified to give an opinion on why you're not double teaming? Because you don't think they exist.
Why would we double team Amon-Ra when he's like the 2nd best player in their offense?
Whoa.
Gibbs is way more threatening for a defense.
Well, that's not true. Here's the problem that with your philosophy is what you don't realize is Ben Johnson's not one of those guys that cares about getting a star of the ball. What he cares about is spreading the ball out.
What he cares about is winning and putting together a good offense.
I don't even know if that's true. He cares
Does he care about winning?
He cares about putting the most fancy play on the board he can. He cares about throwing to the offensive or alignment.
I'm pretty sure that was Dan Campbell who's like, do this.
Yeah, because you hate Dan Campbell and love Ben Johnson.
No, but that's just what Dan Campbell would do.
Yeah, because he drew up the offensive play.
He probably told...
Or Ben Johnson loves running a fake fumble. Or,
That was funny.
Okay, whatever...
They stole that play from our real fumble.
I still think it's funny, but what I'm saying is, you look at Kevin O'Connell, his main priority every single week is to get his star of the ball. I don't think Ben Johnson's doing
games.
that.
There's a reason why the Vikings always overperform, because all he wants to do is win the game, and that means get Jefferson the ball.
And I think if they did that with Amon-Ra,
does not rely on getting Amon-Ra the ball.
If you gave Amon-Ra the ball, they win even more games. Obviously, they're so stacked, they can go to so many different players. They're spreading the ball around. I don't know how you don't understand that, but when you have multiple stars, you're feeding multiple mouths, and that makes it harder to get stats. because you have to feed a bunch of people in your offense.
So the Vikings having one of the best number 2s, one of the best tight ends.
One of the best number 2s that didn't play half the season. One of the best tight ends that hasn't been the best tight end since 2 seasons ago.
The best tight end.
Hasn't been one of the best tight ends since 2 seasons ago. You want to keep going?
I mean, you had him like tight end
There's a
6.
reason he got thrown the ball every single play because his other players were hurt. Especially at the beginning of the year, where he was better.
Okay, he's had healthy players around him multiple seasons. He's always been productive.
Yes, and Amon-Ra hasn't. He's always been productive.
Amon-Ra's been the same production every year, which is good, but it's
so is Jefferson.
Yeah, but Jefferson's production is way better than Amon-Ra's.
Because he gets more opportunities. That's my point. And it's not way better. It's like 150-yard difference. Yes, that's a lot of yards.
It's like 250-yard difference or 300 yards.
Well, 300 yards is crazy. Amon-Ra gets at least 1,400 every year.
Yeah, 1,400.
And Jefferson's not averaging 1,700 yards.
He's averaging, I think, like 1,650 on his career.
I think it's less than that.
And that's with his 1,000-yard season. Like,
you just don't.
Where
you
he
don't,
barely was healthy.
For some reason, you can't comprehend. Like, if Amon-Ra went to the Packers, he'd get so many opportunities.
That's because we're a good offense.
If you switch Jefferson and Amon-Ra gets the opportunities that Jefferson gets, and Jefferson gets the opportunities that Amon-Ra gets. And guess what? They would both
Jefferson
change.
would get more opportunities than Amon-Ra gets right now.
No, you're wrong. That's the problem. That's why you're wrong. Because ultimately, you think it's because he's a slot that he's not getting the opportunities, and you're wrong about that.
No, I just think it's more valuable to have an outside receiver than a slot receiver, and that's kind of what I put into my rankings.
Yeah, and you're wrong about that because ultimately Amon-Ra can do anything you want your outside receiver to do just from the inside. And that's different for a defense. That's harder to guard, arguably, because you don't have an elite slot corner like you do with your outside corners. We're not going to put Surtain on a slot.
Why not?
Because he doesn't play the slot. It's a different position.
Okay, Amon-Ra averages more than 20 less yards per game than Justin Jefferson.
In their career.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm talking about this season, where he's going to be better.
Okay.
And just like he was last year. And obviously the statistics,
he was not better last year.
Because all you like to look at are stats. But I look at actual film. Because every single one of your arguments has been, well, did you know that Jefferson had more yards? Did you know that CeeDee Lamb had more yards? We're not ranking who has the most yards at the end of a season. Jerry Jeudy's not my top 10. Courtland Sutton's not my top 10. But they both were top 10 in yards.
He's not going to be top 10 in yards.
I'm talking about who was top 10 in yards last season. Because none of those
There's a difference between that and putting together like 1,700 yard seasons every year. That's very impressive.
It is impressive if you're looking at their career. I'm talking about who's going to be better this season. And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, but you don't just ditch everything you've seen over their career.
Right, and I'm not ditching everything they've seen over their career. I don't know if Tyreek Hill would make my list if I was doing that. But I know that Tyreek Hill has the ability to do something, and so I'm putting him higher than maybe he should have been last season. Jefferson, the difference is you want me to dig, he's always going to be the best of himself. Even when he has a down year, you still have to remember how good he was that one season.
No, because his down year is going to be like most players' good year.
And I put him in top 5 because he's a top 5 receiver. But you're acting like Amon-Ra isn't
Jefferson at 5 is more insane than Amon-Ra at 7 by like.
Yeah, in the consensus's eyes. But guess what? Consensus is usually wrong. And so
consensus is usually right.
Yeah, of course you think that.
No, actually, this is.
My most important point is that Amon-Ra does not have down years either, and you don't care about that.
Yeah, I know, but he's never been like a top 5 receiver.
That's just not true.
That's maybe like 5th or 4th. Like he's never been top 3. Like for sure.
That's just absolutely not true.
Yes, it is. He's never had a top 3
because clearly you don't watch.
I do watch. I watch the Lions more than almost any team I watch.
Well, you don't watch more than me apparently because
you don't watch more than me.
Pull it up in NFL Plus. Can we pull it up after this and watch together?
Yeah, let's see Amon-Ra with the most mid elite receiver of all time.
Okay, well we're gonna watch it after this.
Okay, who'd you have at 8?
I had AJ Brown.
We both did.
So one thing we can agree on.
He's good when he plays, and he's not going to play all the time, and he's on a run-heavy offense.
Yep.
So
it's about he's phenomenal. Don't get me wrong, but he's kind of a one-trick pony too. He's kind of like
go balls,
go ball, throw it up to me. And don't get me wrong, he's amazing at it. He's a great receiver. Obviously, he's number 8 for a reason, but he's in a run-heavy offense. His stats aren't going to be eye-popping, but on the field, he's still going to probably be the 8th best receiver in the league. And PFF will think he's number 1.
Who's number 9?
Number 9 was CeeDee Lamb. Do I think CeeDee Lamb will have the 9th most yards? No. Does that make him the 9th best receiver?
Do you think he'll have the 4th most yards?
Maybe.
What if he had the 4th most yards? Would he still be number 9?
Yes.
Because that's lower than we put him before. And if he had the 4th most yards, that's a better year than he's been having.
My point is that it's not about where they rank in yards. Jerry Jeudy was like 6th in yards.
But if you have
so is Jerry Jeudy 26?
No, but that's like Jerry Jeudy being 6th in yards and you having him at number 6 before he was 6th in yards and then moving him backwards when he went up to 6 in yards.
That doesn't even make sense.
That is exactly what you do.
No, CeeDee Lamb has been at 4th in yards before. And your argument is we want to take into account everything. My point is, I think these receivers are going to be better than him. It doesn't mean that I'm moving him down because everyone else stayed the same. Like, the list is different because ultimately everyone is changing. Everyone's either going to get better or worse.
That's why Amon-Ra is not my top 5 because I don't think he'll get better, and I think he'll stay the same.
That's a crazy take.
That's just not a crazy take. He has not gotten better since like his second year.
It's just wrong.
He's been the same player every year, which is really good.
According to my box score watching, he's been the same player every single year. That's what you're saying. Because he has the same stats.
Oh my gosh. Dude.
Because he's consistent, that's a bad thing, I guess.
Bro, the amount of hate you're going to get in this video is insane.
Oh yeah, because people are blindsided or blind. They don't pay.
Your arguments also just don't make sense.
No,
because you've used my arguments that I've used against you.
You're doing that to me.
No, you're doing that to me, dude.
Bro, you literally argued that.
I made an argument earlier in the video, and you said that's dumb, and then you made it for someone else.
That's not true.
Yes,
what you did is you said you can't move Jettis down for having a down year, no matter how good everyone else is. But Amon-Ra, if he has a down year, kick him out. Get him out of there.
I put him where I had him before.
Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Oh, my God.
You're not making any freaking sense. And yet, what you're saying is because I said using only stats is dumb, that I can't put him there because it was London. I know exactly what you're talking about. I said CeeDee Lamb being that high in yards is dumb when I put London at 6. You put CeeDee at 4. I kept London outside the top 5. And I think London could take a big step.
Make my top 5 like elite receivers. Like if I think that CeeDee Lamb's going to be an elite receiver, I don't know why I just keep him at the top 5.
The thing you got mad at me about was you were like CeeDee Lamb. I said you predicting CeeDee Lamb to get a bunch of targets is dumb to put him in the top 4. Like that's a dumb reason to move him up there. And then I said London's going to be getting so many targets this season. And that was the reason I had him at 6. But that's not the only reason I have him at 6. And what I've seen from CeeDee Lamb, I've seen this before. I've seen when he gets all the targets, and I've seen him be ranked in the top 5 when he doesn't deserve it. Because he wasn't a top 5 receiver. Ultimately, he was very good. But he's not as good as other players when they get that amount of targets. And I think London will have a better season when he gets that amount of targets than CeeDee would if he had that amount of targets. And so that's why I'm not using your argument to justify London. I'm saying mine makes more sense. Because ultimately, I don't believe in CeeDee Lamb as a top 5 receiver. Because he's not.
You're such a nerd.
Even if statistically, he's going to be there.
Okay. Anyway, number 9, did you have Brian Thomas Jr.
He was
yet?
10.
Well, that's crazy. How is he number 10?
1 spot difference.
Yeah, that's insane. So obviously, he was number 10 last year for me, I think.
Yeah,
I think
I have him at the same spot. I think.
Yeah, I think he might take a little bit of a hit to production because now he has also Travis Hunter, and a lot of his best work was with Mac Jones throwing him the football, so that's kind of concerning. But I think he'll definitely get better as a player because I don't just look at the box scores like some people.
Well, I hope you don't because from the rest of your list, I wouldn't be able to guess.
You're predicting box scores with Drake London.
Yeah, and you're not doing that with CeeDee Lamb.
Exactly. Finally, he's understanding.
You literally are doing it way more than me. I'm predicting Drake London to take a big step as a receiver, and it's going to show in the box scores. What I'm saying.
Yeah,
you're just saying CeeDee Lamb is going to get all the targets again, like he did 3 years ago or something. But he's going to be the same player. That doesn't make any sense. That's why I'm trying to argue that, and you're not comprehending that because you're just like, oh, you're just arguing Drake London's going to be a good box score.
That's what you're arguing.
Well, it's not.
We literally watched Drake London together, and you said, "Oh, his stats are so much better than he played." We watched his
highlights one time because I said he was overrated this season, which he was. What was he, 5th in yards? Do I think he's a top 5 receiver? No, because I don't watch the box score.
No, you think he's 6th this year?
No, I think he will be at the end of this year. That's a big difference. Because I think he could be 1 in yards.
This is crazy.
It's a big difference.
Who'd you have at 10?
BTJ.
Oh, yeah. At number 10, I had McLaurin, which this was a bit... I made this list 2 weeks ago? So maybe I'd move him down a little bit. 1 spot. I move him down... I don't know, maybe just 1 spot. But, he's obviously holding out. He has, an injury, but I guess now he's fine. I don't think he'll be quite as good as last year. And obviously, he's another guy who's not a box score fill-upper, even though that's your argument for why I had him too high last time. But
BTJ?
No.
Oh, McLaurin.
I
mean, he kind of is, but you just really like his pass rating when targeted stat.
You bring it up every time. No, that's just he's a quarterback's best friend. You throw it up, and it's not going to be picked no matter what.
Well, yeah, and so you have him in a pretty decent range. You said you put him maybe 1 spot lower. That's very close to where I have him. So,
Bro, probably has him 12.
Okay, so is that everyone in your top 10? Okay, let's move on to, I think this is the range we're finally going to start agreeing. I hope. We're going 11 through 15.
11, I have Drake London. Oh, you're him top 10.
What's better than I thought?
Okay, 12, I have Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't know where you have him.
Good prediction.
It's a really really hot take there. Wait, how high am I going?
15.
15. Okay, 13 I have Ladd McConkey. 14 I have Davante Adams. And number 15 I have Matthew Golden.
What? He's top 15?
He's number 15.
I was like, oh, this is going perfectly. He said only people I have in this range. This is going
you know
so
how
well.
Matthew Golden
you pulled Matthew Golden out of your butt? What the hell is going on here? No, I've got 11 Ladd McConkey, 12 Terry McLaurin, 13 Marvin Harrison Jr., 14 Davante Adams, and 15 I have Chris Godwin.
He was a tough player to rank.
He was so hard to rank. I think he was the toughest.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of his stuff came from screens.
I don't blame you from wherever you put him because it's just tough.
Yeah, I have him a bit down the board.
And I don't blame you.
But it's like it's kind of like Ayuk last year. We threw him down the board because he didn't play, and then he came back and he was bad. So obviously I think he's a better receiver than Ayuk was, but I mean he could have a similar on my rankings next year. I might dock him lower than I should. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
I don't know. I don't know how much of the season he's going to play, and now he's in a 3 receiver committee. Actually, 3.
Yeah, well, it depends if he starts the year. We don't know anything about him.
Everything that's came out lately, he's not playing at the beginning of the year.
But ultimately, when he played like a top 5 receiver last year, right? I think we can agree on that. He was extremely good when he was healthy. Sadly, that injury is rough, and I just didn't know where to put him because of the injury. But if he can get back to full health, then he could be much higher than 15. So I just kind of shot it down the middle and put him here. It felt like the right spot with who I have coming next. I felt like he should go right above this guy. But he was super hard, like we said. I had Ladd McConkey at 11. I think you had him at 13.
Mm-hmm.
Just a couple spots higher. I think his production could take a hit with the receivers they added, with the run game clearly wanting to be even more of a focal point in this offense. However, I still think he's going to take a step as a player. He's going to be phenomenal. Just like he was last year. I think he was borderline top 10 last year. I think I had him at 12 or 13. I think he could get a little bit better of a season, even if his production stays around the same. So, and he's just a great receiver. I don't know how else to... he's just a good receiver that you want to have on your team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he'll get better, which is kind of a weird take. But I feel like he's just going to be always between 8 and 15 on my receiver rankings every year. I don't know how high his potential actually is, but I do really like him as a player. I just thought 13 was a good ranking. And you had Marv at 14 or 13?
I am at 13, yeah. So one spot lower than you, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you have to take some shots on this list. He's got so much potential.
I was considering putting him all the way at 10 because, I think he could be.
I mean, 10 is kind of crazy.
Well, that's why I didn't predict it, but I think he could be a top 10 receiver this year.
Yeah, I mean, he could.
900 yards, 8 touchdowns as a rookie. That's a good rookie season.
It was 880 yards.
Oh, my God.
So most people say 800.
I'm surprised you put him there because usually you're a Marv hater.
No, I love the player. I just don't love the situation he's in.
Oh, no, me neither. That's why I didn't put him even higher. I think that's what's holding me back. I kind of wanted to put him lower at 1.2 because I'm scared of Kyler. I don't think Kyler and him blend at all. We talked about this multiple times. It's one of the worst connections I've ever seen. They've got to fix it. But that's yet to be seen. So this is kind of predicting that it will get fixed, but I also just think he's going to take a big step as a player. So even if it doesn't get fixed, he's going to be a lot better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and he already showed us dominant games, and the other rookies that we ranked below him going into the year have all passed him. So he hopefully sees that and actually tries to get better, and Kyler actually gets him the ball, because that was a big problem. Whenever they tried to give him the ball, he had a big game. So they just need to do that a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, week 2, I think it was, where he had 153 tutties or whatever.
I don't know if it was that early. Maybe week 3, 4.
It was the Rams. I think it was week 2. It was very early. Well, maybe it was week 3, but it was very, very early. So just he showed the star potential. We just need it to be more consistent. I have McLaurin at 12 though, so very close to where you wanted him. My biggest reason for putting him at 12 was because ultimately I'm not sure where he's gonna play. I don't know where he's going to play. He's probably going to play in Washington.
Yeah, definitely.
But I would definitely not say definitely. They still haven't reached an agreement. I don't even know if they've talked about the contract yet. He probably won't hold out. I don't think he will, at least. I don't think he's going to not play. But, it's just a weird situation for him. And, what if he goes to a team where his, ability to be productive is just cut in half, He's the one receiver. He's basically the receiver on this offense. You know what I'm saying? And so, what if he goes somewhere else? He's a quarterback's best friend, though, like you said. He's so phenomenal. He's got amazing hands. He's so consistent. He's not the most productive receiver on this list. He's not going to have 1,700 yards. But, he's going to give you 1,110 touchdowns pretty easily. And that's a great receiver to have, especially when you target him. You know he's coming down with the ball almost every time.
Yeah.
So, and then I had Davante Adams at 14. I think you did too.
Yeah.
I think it's a perfect spot for him. I think he was underrated last year in a lot of ways. And I think he's going to be around the same, if not even a little bit better, this season with Matthew Stafford, having Puka next to him. Even if his production isn't as good because he's the number 2 now in an offense, it doesn't matter. He's going to be just as good of a player, if not better, because of the situation he's in.
His production should get better. He was only good for the last 6 games of the year.
That's true.
And he got I think it was over 1,000, just barely.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, at the end of last year, he looked like one of the best receivers in the NFL.
True.
And he's one of the best route runners of all time. So hopefully he gets the old people connection with Matthew Stafford.
Old people connection. That's interesting.
I feel like they're going to have a good connection.
Yeah, probably.
And who'd you have at 15?
Godwin. So, did you have anybody else?
I had Matthew Golden.
Oh, my God. I don't even know where to start on this. I'll let you go ahead.
Okay, so we did our receiver rankings. We had 3 rookie receivers in the top 15 by the end of the year. Okay, we had...
In the most stacked wide receiver class of all time. Just putting that out there fast.
Okay, 3. The year before. What was the class before? Was that London? No, London was the one before that.
And they were not anywhere near top 15. London and Garrett Wilson were not top 15.
Most people would say Garrett Wilson was. Garrett Wilson's has had 1,000 yards every year, I think.
Yeah, but he wasn't top 15.
Most people would say he was.
Oh,
people loved him early on in his career.
According to Mike Evans Glazers, he's a Hall of Famer.
So. Yeah, basically.
Who was the year before?
Dude, what was that? Who was the quarterback?
Stroud, right?
Oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing.
It wasn't. Was that Puka? No, it wasn't Puka.
Oh, that was JSN.
Okay,
right?
I don't think he was top 15.
Okay, JSN, it took him an extra year, and Addison wasn't top 15. There was someone in the second round.
Zay Flowers wasn't top 15.
Someone in the second round.
There aren't top 15 receivers that often.
Most of the time there is, and I like Matthew.
Most of the time, we just went through the last 3 years, and none of them had one.
Okay, well.
And so your argument is, this year in a weaker wide receiver class, it's going to happen. That makes no sense.
Actually, it does make sense.
Your argument made no sense right there.
Yeah, but last year...
Because the most stacked class did.
Puka 3 years ago. That year with Drake London.
That's true. But he was a 6th round receiver.
That doesn't change anything.
Wasn't supposed to happen.
And every time one of the receivers break out, it's someone I like. Ladd McConkey broke out from the second round. He was a worse prospect than Golden. I loved him. You got Puka, who I loved. This year it's Golden,
And I really
And
like
he's in
Golden.
a great situation. He's the number 1 receiver on this team. Maybe by week 1, it's looking like.
And that's not a good thing necessarily for you guys.
For the Packers, but it's a great thing for Matthew Golden.
And I think Matthew Golden can be great this season. I think he can already be a good receiver.
Do you think he could be top 15?
I don't know. I think that's a little high. I don't know how he gets ahead of any of these guys. If he does, I do think 15 is the only spot you would get to. So at least you put him there. But I'm not predicting that because that's like his ceiling.
That's not his ceiling.
It's his ceiling for this season. For this season, it's his ceiling. I loved Matthew Golden as a prospect. I had him at my wide receiver 1. I'm just not going to glaze the actual living crap out of him because he had a good training camp. We've seen this over and over. People have good training camps in preseasons and they suck. I'm not going to name some off the top of my head without being stupid, but I know Kenny Pickett has, and he sucks.
Kenny Pickett's a quarterback, and he was obviously never going to be good.
Yeah, okay.
Quarterbacks are very different.
Okay, but I'm just saying that he's a player that comes to my mind right away. But that's a normal thing. People always talk about, wow, we shouldn't have paid so much attention to training camp and preseason because ultimately it's the games that count that matter. And I'm not saying that because he's having a good training camp he's going to be bad because he's probably going to be good. I think he's going to be good, which makes me mad that the Packers have him. But I think he's going to be a good receiver. But to predict him to be 15 is crazy. Because it's very, very high end of his outcomes. Very much so. And he's in a great situation, like you said. For him to succeed, he's going to be the wide receiver 1, maybe by week 1. But for a guy that you literally 2 weeks ago, you were like, my prediction's 900 yards. To pretend to be 15 is crazy.
I've kind of thought about it a lot more.
Yeah, and because you keep trying to encourage. He's your receiver. You're going to be biased towards him, and if you don't think you are, then you're wrong because you've slowly more and more switched your opinion based on being Matthew Golden's gonna be the best receiver ever to live. So
it's not there yet.
So I don't know. I just think that's too high. More I think about it, the more I understand. If I was in your situation, I probably would have put him top 20. I don't know about 15, but I do think he's going to be a great receiver. I have him on my list, obviously. I don't even know if everyone would have him on their list. But 15 is just crazy to predict because that's a super, super long shot. That might be your biggest long shot on the whole list.
True. You haven't gotten to the end.
Uh-oh. Who else is at the end?
You'll see.
All right. Was that everyone in yours?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to 16 through 20.
Okay, 16 I have Garrett Wilson, 17 I have T. Higgins, 18 I have DK Metcalf, 19 I have Jackson Smith-Njigba, and number 20 I have Travis Hunter.
What? Travis Hunter's not on my list.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay, so 16 I have Rashee Rice.
Wow.
I don't know where he is for you. Number 17 I have T. Higgins, number 18 I have Garrett Wilson, number 19 I have JSN, and number 20 I have DK Metcalf. So very similar outside of Rashee Rice and Hunter. But everybody else I think is in both tiers. So that's pretty good. At least we agree on something. We agree on 16 through 20. Yeah.
We also agreed on 11 through 15.
Yeah, that's
basically.
true. That's true. We just have top 10 and bottom 10 disagreements, I guess.
We'll see. I don't know.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, well let's start with Rashee Rice since he's 16 for me. I think Rashee Rice is really good. Really, really good. I mean, the beginning of last year we saw it. He's clearly the one in this offense. And, it's going to help having Andy Reid help you out. You know what I'm saying? So, Mahomes wants to get him the ball. Obviously, there's concern coming off of this big injury. He's going to get a suspension at some point, but he's starting the year. He's playing the beginning of the year. He's going to get suspended for probably no more than 6 games at the most. It's probably going to be 4. And I think he's going to come out firing. I think he's going to be amazing right away. I could see him even being higher than this if he really is as good as I expect him to be, which sucks as a Broncos fan. I don't want him to be good. I wanted him to get suspended longer, but I think
that's rude.
I think it's really helpful for him to get to play the beginning of the season because he's going to be able to work off any rust that's there, and then he's going to get his suspension and come back, and he's going to be able to just put lights up. And I mean, he's not going to have the stats that some of these other guys are because he's going to miss games. It's a guarantee that he's going to miss games, and he's probably going to be rusty to start the season. But I think by the end of the year, he will still be the 16th best receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, but as you said, he's going to be super rusty. He hasn't played football
I'm not saying he's not going to start as the 16th best receiver.
Yeah, but it's going to hurt his production. It's going to hurt kind of how well he starts. Plus, he's a receiver that's going to always be more productive than how good he is, if that makes sense. He's like Slam Boy. It's annoying.
Yeah, but
that's all he does.
If he's that good at slants, then that is something that he...
Yeah, but I just think...
you can't be Nico Collins is more productive because he's so good at running in a straight line.
I would have put him higher than this before last year. And
right.
I was very high
too.
on him,
I lowered it too.
I think next year might be the year that I might put him higher. Because next year he's going to have this year to kind of shake off the rust, start to get good at the end of the year, and then next year he can actually have a really good year.
Well, no, and that makes sense to me, but I still think, if he is really, really, really good for the last 10 weeks of the season, then he's the 16th best receiver in the league, in my opinion. Just because his yards aren't going to be up there with other guys doesn't mean...
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to be really, really good for the last 10 games of the season.
Okay, I think he's going to be for at least the last, 4. 6 or 8. 6 to 8.
I think he might be the last 4.
Well, I don't think it's going to be that few.
Okay, well, I just think it's going to take him a while.
I feel like you're acting like he hasn't played in 4 seasons. You think Brandon Ayuk's going to be able to come back and be a good receiver, but somehow Rashee Rice isn't.
I think both of them are going to take more than a year.
Well, Brandon Ayuk's injury was worse. He's been injured twice, and he's been gone for 2 years. So I don't understand how
I don't have Brandon Ayuk over him.
Well, I'm just saying I don't understand why they are on the same timeline. We see this injury that Rashee Rice goes on all the time, and people come back and are great right away.
He also has he's dealing with a lot of legal stuff.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's going to be great right away, but this also could be motivation for him. There's a real thing to talk about here where he does start the year well, and I don't think it's going to take him a whole season to rub off the rust.
I didn't say a whole season.
You did. You said it's going to take him more than a year. I said the last 4
games. I said until the last 4 games.
You literally said I think it's going to take both of them more than a year. That just came out of your mouth. That just came out of your mouth.
I also just came out of my mouth that I think he could be good for the last 4 games.
Yeah.
And if he misses 4...
That also contradicts.
If he misses 6 games, is only good for the last 4 games, that means, what is that, 7 games it takes him to get back to his old form? That's very realistic.
Well, I think that he's going to be back in his old form by the time he comes back from the suspension. However long that is. And I don't think it's going to be more than 4 games. It's the Chiefs. They don't want him to miss games.
Mm-hmm.
But, and who knows, maybe he won't even get suspended. That'd be kind of crazy. But we can talk about the rest of the players in this tier. We have T. Higgins did you have him 17 too?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's just really good. He's probably the second best, or he is the second best number 2 in the league. Phenomenal. He's in a great situation for him to succeed. Don't have much else to say about that. I think he's kind of underrated because he's a 2, but he's still phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. He'd definitely be a lot better or a lot higher if he was just the only receiver one,
Yeah, for sure.
Chase definitely hurts his production.
But he also gets...
And he's always hurt.
Yeah, and that's a big problem. How healthy can he stay? Garrett Wilson, I think you had him one spot higher or 2 spots higher than me.
I had 16.
I think he's going to get a ton of production this year. He's like the only receiver on the entire offense that's going to get thrown the football. But, people don't usually have a ton of yards under Justin Fields or anything. He likes to run the ball a lot.
DJ Moore had 1,300 yards?
I thought he had 12.
1,200, 1,300 yards?
Yeah.
That would be Garrett Wilson's probably his best season of his career. And he already has a connection with Justin Fields from college. They're a very good duo, and I think this is a team that's going to be losing a lot of the games. They do want to run the ball, but they're not going to just be able to run the ball all the time when they're losing.
Well, that's why I have
he's their only target. Their second best target is Mason Taylor, who's a second-round rookie who should not have been taken in the second round.
Well, and I have him around the same range as you. I agree with you. But I think even if he does get, that 1,200-yard season that DJ Moore had, I still think I rank him here, JSN, 19. Just feels like where he belongs.
Yeah.
I think he takes a step back production-wise for sure with Darnold instead of Geno. Not that Geno's that much better or anything.
I think Darnold's better.
Yeah, I do. But what I'm saying is I think that Geno's better for his production because he just throws the ball and just gets it out there. And I also think this offense will be more meticulous instead of just kind of throwing it and going for whatever, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, he's always going to be a bit limited as a receiver. In the same way Amon-Ra St. Brown is limited as a receiver, but obviously not nearly as good. So I don't know how much higher he's going to get than this.
Yeah. And then, did we have anybody else in here? DK Metcalf?
DK, yeah.
I kind of wanted to put him a bit higher just because I think him and Rodgers are going to connect really well. But this is an Arthur Smith offense. How much are they going to go to this guy? I'm not sure. I don't know what to expect of Arthur Smith. I think he's a terrible offensive coordinator. He might be the worst in the NFL, in my opinion. He just doesn't know how to use his players correctly. He probably has Jonnu Smith blocking instead of playing receiver. Probably isn't playing right tackle. Probably has some reps in there or something. I don't know. But I really think that DK and Rodgers are a perfect match. And he's going to have a bounce-back year because I think people still kind of think that he's the receiver that he used to be when he was in his best season. I forget how good he was, but yardage wise. But I know he was a really good receiver a few years ago. But I don't know if he's going to get back to that completely, but he's going to be a lot better than he was last year.
And we've already seen what he would do with Jonnu, with the Falcons.
Yeah, they just have
jet sweeps.
It sounds like Nathaniel Hackett, Andrew Beck, read option. That's got to be the best play call in NFL history right there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much better he's going to get. I think he's way lower than this right now. This is a step forward for me. I don't like DK, but yeah, I think Rodgers will definitely be a good quarterback for him to have.
Yeah. Well, I rank him much lower than this too. I think I had DK 32 or something on my list.
That's a bit low.
Yeah.
Probably 25.
But
Travis Hunter.
That's a terrible take.
He's the best receiver in the class.
He's not even a number one. He's gonna be playing both sides of the ball, which makes him not the best receiver in the class.
He's not playing he's not playing defense that much.
Well, he's gonna be playing it. It's still gonna hurt him, on offense.
Yeah, but imagine if he's a quality receiver, a very good receiver while he's out there.
And I think there's an argument to be made that Golden's a better prospect than him as a receiver.
Okay.
So.
Okay, that's why Golden's at 15.
Yeah. Well, you just said that you disagree with that.
Yeah, I think Travis Hunter was a better receiver prospect.
But you have Hunter 5 spots behind Golden.
Because Golden is the number one and is only playing receiver and isn't a better offense.
So that's my exact point of not having him on the list, is he's not a number one. He's playing with Trevor Lawrence. I don't like his coach. And
You don't like his coach?
No.
Duval, whatever he said. Have you seen the clip yet?
No, I don't know.
Dude, you need to see it.
And he is going to be playing defense. So there's just so many red flags. I'm not predicting him to be a top 30.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit risky, but he doesn't have to do as much on offense as these other guys do because he's going to be playing defense. What if he has 700 yards, he's playing 60% of snaps, and he looks really good when he does it.
I'm not going to put him there because he's playing less. That doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, but you watch the film.
Yeah, but this guy's playing less. I saw 2 really good snaps from Isaac TeSlaa this week, so he's actually the 10th best receiver in the league.
Really?
Just because he's got a 100% success rate on the snaps that he gets, the few that he gets. That's just not how it works.
If he had a 100% success rate, he might be in the top 10.
On 2 snaps.
He's going to get more than 2 snaps.
I don't know. I don't agree. We talked about underdog, how they have their lines. We talked about how we would never bet on Travis Hunter. This feels like betting on Travis Hunter.
He's too much of a wild card.
Yeah, that's why I'm not betting on him.
So I can take a shot on him with no risk.
No, I'm just not going to bet on him.
Okay, buddy.
But you ready to move on to 21 through 20?
Yeah, sure.
I think this is where we're going to start getting mad again.
I think it's next one. I think you should be good with my list.
I think you're going to be mad at mine.
Okay. 21, I have Chris Godwin. 22, I have Mike Evans. 23, I have Rashee Rice. 24, I have Josh Downs. And 25, I have George Pickens.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
Really?
I don't like that at all. I think I hated every single one of those. Rashee Rice behind Mike Evans this season? Really?
I mean, he's never been ahead of Mike Evans. Actually, that's not true. Anyway, keep going.
21, I have Tyreek Hill. At 20, I can't believe you haven't said his name yet. That's kind of odd. I thought I put him pretty low. 22, I have Jerry Jeudy. 23, I have Jacoby Myers. 24, I have Courtland Sutton.
Oh my gosh.
And 25, I have Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley is a good one.
So let's talk about Tyreek Hill first. This is the other one with Chris Godwin that's impossible to rank. No idea what he's going to do this season. Honestly, I was in the mindset of he's going to bounce back and he's going to be great this season until I started hearing all these things about how like Mike McDaniel's so fed up with him. They're not running plays to him in training camp. Like they're going to Waddle way more. They're clearly trying to go into rebuild mode with these trades they've been making. Like, I don't know. He wants out. He's not motivated. I don't know how to predict him to be better than he was last season. But if he plays like he did last season, he's going to be somewhere near this range.
I disagree because that's what if he has back-to-back seasons like last season, that's kind of what he is.
Like 900 something yards.
Yeah, that's
not. So maybe
that's not the 20th best receiver.
Obviously,
in
a little bit. Well, he's 21.
That's not the 21st best receiver. That's not a top 32 receiver.
I mean, it probably is a top 32 receiver. How he played last season is probably top 32.
I mean, they tried to get him the ball a lot, and he got 900 yards.
They didn't try it,
especially at the beginning of the year.
They used him as a decoy at like the whole second half of the year.
Because he wasn't good as an actual receiver.
Interesting. You're blaming him for Skylar Thompson being terrible.
He has like everything to do with him.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I just think that he can be a top 10 receiver, but I don't think that's what's going to happen anymore. And it's just impossible to predict now.
Okay.
I don't know. Whatever you think, but I guess we'll see where he is for you.
Yeah, Chris Godwin at 21. We've kind of already talked about him.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one. I think there's a better chance he goes below 21.
Then above it? I disagree with that.
But he could be anywhere.
I disagree with that.
And then 22, Mike Evans. Have you said him yet?
No.
What?
Why would I say him? He barely got 1,000 yards off of a cheap play last season. He got more crowded of a receiver room. Chris Godwin's coming back. He's getting older. Why do I expect him to get better?
Early in the season, he's going to be really good. He's their own, Emeka Egbuka's not going to come out and be an elite receiver. And Chris Godwin's not playing at the beginning of the year. So he's going to be the guy for the first 6 weeks.
Oh, Godwin's not going to wait 6 weeks. I think
he's going to be out for at least 6 weeks.
If he's questionable for week 1, he's not going to be out for 6 weeks.
Well, go to week 1, he's not going to be questionable. He's going to be out.
Yeah,
or he's going to be
I agree. He's not going to play week 1.
He's on the PUP list.
Well, he's still questionable for week 1. Everyone's like, I don't know if he's playing week 1 still.
He hasn't practiced yet, so he's not playing.
But I agree he's not going to play week 1, but he's not going to play till week 7. That's stupid. Okay. It's not happening. And he's not going to be the whatever receiver just because his production goes up in the first 6 weeks. It's not how it works.
Yeah. But I'm not
That's
projecting
your
him
argument.
To get, I'm not projecting him to get better.
You keep being
I'm not projecting him to be better.
You keep flipping your argument. You're like, "Oh, you keep just reversing your argument."
You have Tyreek Hill over him. You said you think Tyreek Hill's going to have 900 yards again. Mike Evans, I can safely assume, is going to have 1,000 yards exactly, basically.
Because he barely got off a cheap play last season.
He can do it again.
My point is that you keep yelling at me because I apparently randomly say that your arguments, and then I tell you that you just made an argument against that. You're like, oh, well, yeah.
Okay, well, you just made an argument for Tyreek Hill above Mike Evans.
Right.
And your argument was, even if he has 900 yards again, this is a good ranking.
Well, because you just care about the
Mike
freaking
Evans
yards.
Gets 1,000 yards every year.
You just care about the freaking yards. I'm not just talking. This isn't ranking the yards. We're not ranking who has the most yards.
Mike Evans is more valuable than his yards because he's so good in the red zone.
Tyreek Hill is way more valuable than his yards. Way more. Probably the most on the list.
2025.
Maybe. We don't know what he's going to be this season.
Bruh.
But to say that Mike Evans is going to be more valuable to his team is crazy.
It's really not.
It is. It is crazy when they have so many weapons. I'm not scared of Mike Evans at all. Not even a little bit. He's going to get worse, probably.
Okay, I'm not scared of Tyreek Hill. I'm not scared of anybody. I'm not scared of anybody in this range.
Where'd you get Mike Evans? 20?
22.
Last season, last season or something. I think you had him around 20, right?
Okay.
I expect him to get worse, and everyone around him to get better. So why would I not drop him?
Okay, if I project him to get worse, then I move him down 2 spots.
2? You think he's barely going to get worse and no one else is going to get better? He's old.
Okay.
He's got a crowded offense now.
Okay, he's also got a very pass-happy offense with Baker Mayfield who's going to sling it.
And I don't care if he has 1,000 yards again. He needs to prove it to me on the field, not just on the box score.
Okay, you're saying his box score is going to be worse because he has more people around.
That's also true. His production is going to be worse, and he's going to be worse. That's why I keep saying he's getting old, and he's got a full offense. Because guess what? His production is going to go down, and he's going to be a worse player because he's old. That's my two arguments that you clearly can't hear together for some reason.
Okay, where do you have Mike Evans?
29.
Okay, so you have him 7 spots below me.
Yes.
That's not like a ton when we get to this
range. You were the one that was mad I didn't put him on the list.
I just think it's a bit crazy.
So then you bring up how it's not that far. What are your arguments? They don't make any freaking sense.
I'm not getting as mad as you. You're getting mad like you think Mike Evans shouldn't be in the top
32. I'm getting mad. He's on my top 32.
Yeah, but you're getting mad.
No, I'm getting mad because we can roll back the clip if you really want to go back and watch. You specifically said that's crazy. You haven't said him yet. You have Courtland Sutton and Jacoby Myers above him.
Courtland Sutton's a worse version of Mike Evans, like on every level.
Last season, Courtland Sutton was a better receiver. That's just a fact.
Courtland Sutton's never been a better receiver.
Well, according to the box score, he actually was. Courtland Sutton was a top 10 receiver last year. That's all you care about. That's all you care about. So he's top 10 actually, because he was top 10 in yards. So that's what you like to bring up. He's gonna have 1,000 yards. Well, Courtland Sutton might have 1,100. So I guess Courtland Sutton will be better.
Courtland Sutton's gonna have 1,100.
Well, he did last year.
Yeah, I don't think he will this year.
Yeah, I don't either. But
okay.
I still think he's a better player than Mike Evans.
Yeah, that's insane. Courtland Sutton's just not.
Well, you clearly don't watch Courtland Sutton.
Yeah, I do, and he just drops passes. He's not that...
He does drop too many passes. That's his only weakness.
Okay, that's what he's supposed to be good at, is catching. He's a big receiver. Yeah. He can't run routes. He can't get open. He's slow.
He's got some of the best spec catch in the league. And
spec catch.
Yeah, and if he...
So what? OBJ can spec catch.
No, OBJ is nothing like him. But
I know.
I will say
I'm saying
that you keep saying he can't get open or anything, then he wouldn't have had 1,100 yards. He averaged like 90 yards from week 8 to week 16 or something with Bell once they clicked. Like, this is a good receiver, and you're acting like he sucks. Like, he does not suck. He's a great receiver still, even though he's not, like, I wouldn't
Great receiver is insane Broncos fan glaze.
People put him in the top 10. I have him at 24.
No one has him in the top
Yes, they do. Broncos fans will be mad if they see
this.
Broncos fans will be mad if they see it's 24. Fans. Okay, they have him in the top 15. They have him in the top 20 all the time.
Well, delusional fans for any fan base. Fans.
You put Matthew Golden at 15. I guess that's true. But my point is that he's proven he's a good receiver, and I don't want him as my number 1 because I think he'd be a great number 2, obviously. But to say that he's not a top 25 receiver is just wrong. A top 25 receiver, and if you're not a top 25 receiver, you don't get 1,100 yards usually. So
okay, you think like Jerry Jeudy's top 25?
Obviously,
yeah, Jerry Jeudy, my favorite.
He obviously is. I have him at 22.
Notice how Jerry Jeudy didn't get good until Cedric Tillman got hurt.
The guy with 300 yards. Okay, well let's talk about other players. Jerry Jeudy being one of them. Why isn't Jerry Jeudy here for you?
Because he's not as good as his production, because he's in an offense where they're always losing, they have to pass the ball, and he has no competition. So it's like, am I going to throw to Cedric Tillman, Jamari Thrash, or Jerry Jeudy?
Yeah, but but you're acting like just because you're the only receiver in your offense, you're going to get 1,200 yards or whatever you had.
I mean, you should.
That's not, well, that's just wrong.
When you're on a terrible team.
You clearly never watched football then. That's not how football
Jerry
works.
Jeudy had like 300 yards against the Broncos.
He did. And he was still good the rest of the season. What you don't realize is...
Without that game, I think he was like... Was he under or just barely above 1,000 yards?
I don't remember. But
it was either just barely under or just barely above. That is a fine year for a... If you're number 1...
Wasn't your argument for Mike Evans is that you think he's going to have 1,000 yards, so he's going to be really good? And now that you're saying that Jerry Jeudy had 1,000 yards, it's bad?
That's Jerry Jeudy's only good year of his career.
So that means this season he's going to be worse. Like, I just don't get your arguments. They all contradict each other.
Well, that's just not
because you can't say, well, the reason that he's going to be good is because he's at 1,000 yards. But the reason Jerry Jeudy's going to be good, if you take away his best...
I don't think he's going to have 1,000
if you take away
yards.
his best game of the season, then he only had 1,000, so...
Yeah, and this was a career year, and he's obviously going to regress. He's not going to be this good again.
Like, he easily could be around 1,100 yards.
I highly doubt that's going to happen.
And being the number 1 receiver on the offense, like you were just talking about, but being able to thrive in that role like he did.
Thrive is like crazy.
Well, 1,250 or whatever he had, that's
because he played the Broncos.
That's thriving. I mean, in the role, you can't just take out everyone's best game.
I think we should.
Guess what? Everyone's stats would look way worse if they took out their best game.
I think Jerry Jeudy's stats take like the biggest hit from that.
Yeah, probably because he had the biggest game of the season. But that doesn't mean you can just take away his biggest game of the season.
I honestly think that'd be like a cool stat to look at. What percentage of your yards you lose from your best game?
Well, yeah, then you'd hate Tetairoa McMillan.
Okay, that's college. It's not NFL.
Oh, yeah, that's the same thing. Okay.
And also, I haven't said Tet McMillan, and a lot of people are probably mad about that. And he's probably not even on your list.
Obviously not. It wasn't even a consideration. But like,
your list is so bad.
No way he's on your list. I don't know who you could have put him over. My honorable mentions are like exponentially better than Tet's going to be this year.
That's not true.
Well, it is. I'm looking at them, but you don't even know what they are.
Yeah, I do.
No,
they're either snubs or they shouldn't be on there.
You're gonna think one of them's a huge snub.
Mm-hmm.
But
have I said him yet?
No. Wait, have you said anyone there? No, you have not.
Okay, so it's not that bad.
I think you're gonna say I'm like 26th though. But like ultimately, Jerry Jeudy's still a good receiver, and it's just weird that you hate him so much.
Okay.
And I think he's gonna get plenty of targets, plenty of opportunities. So let's see if he can, capitalize on those.
Okay. Well, anyway, we haven't talked about Josh Downs yet.
Yeah, I don't know why he's up here.
Because he's a very good receiver.
He's a good receiver. And you hate slots, but with him, it's okay.
No, I like slots that aren't like you don't want an elite. Like obviously you want an elite slot.
You don't. But
you'd rather have an elite outside receiver than an elite slot receiver.
Okay, but I'd rather have an elite slot receiver that's better than the elite outside receiver if he's better at football.
If it's close, you'd rather have the outside receiver. If it's like
I'll take whoever's better and form my offense around them. I can actually scheme up different offensive plays.
Right.
Just because you run the prototypical plays doesn't mean that means that it's better. It just means that's the only one you know how to run. Switch up your friggin' offense. That's all you got to do. Okay. It's not that difficult.
Well, Josh Downs is the only good receiver on his team.
Yeah, and he's not going to improve this year with Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones throwing the football.
Actually, it's Daniel Jones now, which is why I moved him up. Daniel Jones gave Malik Neighbors, was he third in top? He was top 3 in targets. Wan'Dale Robinson was top 10 in targets.
You realize that Daniel Jones played like less than half the year, right?
Who played the rest?
Tommy DeVito and Drew Lock.
No, Tommy DeVito and Drew Lock played like the last 5 games.
Daniel Jones played like half the year.
No, he did. He played way more.
And like you just said 5 games, that's a big chunk. There's a reason those guys led the league in targets, and it's not just because of Daniel Jones. Drew Lock threw the ball to Malik Neighbors like every single play.
Oh, that says a rookie. Why does it tell me he's rookie stats?
He only played 13 games as a rookie?
He looks very nervous in this picture. He played 11 games last year.
Okay, so he missed 6.
Okay.
That's a big chunk!
Well, anyway, he really liked throwing to Wan'Dale Robinson, who's a big reason why Wan'Dale Robinson was so productive. He's a slot. He's a good route runner.
I wouldn't say Wan'Dale was that productive. He just had a shit ton of targets.
Okay, and Josh Downs should now get those targets.
Okay.
You know? So if he gets those targets, he's already way better than his production. He's a great route runner. He's just underutilized, and now I think he's going to get utilized, so he's going to get the recognition.
But I don't think Daniel Jones is going to play the whole year.
Okay.
He's benched by week 5.
Yeah, and then who are they going to put in? Anthony Richardson?
Yes.
What are they going to do when he gets benched? They're going to put Daniel Jones back in.
They're probably just going to keep switching. Yeah, maybe they'll try Riley Leonard out at some point.
They're not going to do that.
But guess what? Josh Downs switching quarterbacks that are all trash is not going to help his production, and it's sure as hell not going to help him develop as a player. So I'm not predicting him to go higher.
I had him around here without projecting.
Yeah, you had him too high. So
you had him higher than me.
No, that's not true.
Yes, you did. You had. I remember.
Well, you didn't have him around here then, because I had him in the last tier.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, I just don't get how you can predict him to get any better, especially with everyone around him getting better. It doesn't make much sense to me. But I also had Sutton at 23. Did I read my 24 to you?
Well, who was it?
Jawan Jennings.
No, you did not. You skipped that one.
24 is Jawan Jennings. 25 is Ridley. Did I say both of those?
You said Ridley.
Okay. Oh, no. He's not Jawan Jennings. I'm reading the wrong list. That's embarrassing. Okay, yeah, so I read it right then. So my 23 was Jacoby Myers. I think Jacoby Myers is good. Super underrated receiver. He might get a production hit this season possibly with Bowers and Genty taking up the offense, but it could also help him because he's not going to be getting the number 1 all the time, which I don't think he is necessarily a number 1 guy. I just think that maybe he can thrive from a number 2 role and still just be a great player and be one of the better number 2. Or he's even the number 3 look in their offense, which I think he can be one of the better number 3.
Jacoby Myers?
Yeah.
He's a number 2 on pass game.
Well,
you don't count running backs unless they're pass game running backs.
I'm just saying in the whole offense, because Pete Carroll's going to look to get Genty the ball as much as possible, and then Bowers, and then Myers. So.
And Geno loves throwing the ball, so.
Yeah, so I think Myers could be good this season. I'm surprised you haven't said him because I know you like Myers a lot. And then I had Sutton, You're extremely underrating him. I think he's overrated in a lot of places, but I do think that you're the only person I've ever met that underrates him, which is kind of weird. Probably because he's a Bronco, but
that has nothing to do with
he's one of the best jump ball receivers in the league. He does struggle with easy drops sometimes,
all he can do,
which really is frustrating. I don't know how he gets open because he's kind of slow, like you said, and he's just a big guy, but he's kind of like AJ Brown in the sense of not obviously not skill level wise.
Oh my gosh, the glaze.
I'm talking about how in the sense of AJ Brown doesn't ever get open, but if you throw him the ball in the right spot, he can come down with it and make the play. And I think that's what Sutton does a lot of the time. And then Sutton's actually really underrated in the medium range game. I feel like people don't talk about that, but that's where he gets a lot of his yards. But he's just a good receiver. Him and Bill have a really good connection. I think he's going to be about the same as he was last year. Probably a little bit worse production-wise, but as a receiver, he's going to be about the same. Just with people like Evan Ingram taking targets, Troy Franklin breaking out, those types of things. But I still think he's going to be around the same caliber of receiver.
Okay.
And then last on mine for this tier is Calvin Ridley.
Interesting. I think he'll have more production, but I don't think he's a better player because of what's going to happen this year.
Well, I think he was good last year, especially production-wise, but he was a good receiver. And then I think he's going to back it up again this year, which is something you clearly love. And I think he's going to get even better this year, production-wise for sure. But I also think he can just take another step. He used to be incredible before his gambling ban. He was so good
for 1 year.
Before. Yeah, he was so good for that year, and then he got banned. But I think that he could go back to that. Maybe not that level, obviously, but
be way higher.
Yeah, but not to that level, but just could be a really good receiver this season, especially productivity-wise. And if you're having that much production, you at least deserve to be at 25. I know, obviously, we've been talking about the whole time how you can't just have production, but that's mainly for these top-tier guys. They need to also where you're ranking them depends on how good they are on the field. I feel like Ridley's a good player on the field, but his production's going to obviously be better than who he is, but his production's going to be better than 25th best receiver, and that's where I have it.
I just don't predict 31-year-olds to take a breakout.
I'm not saying it's going to break out.
That's what that would be.
He wasn't my breakout player. He had 1,100 yards last season.
Yeah, but we didn't have him in our top 32 receivers.
Yeah, but I should have. I just forgot him.
Well, I didn't.
Well, yeah, because you hate him for some reason.
I think he'll be good in fantasy this year. I don't think he's going to be good in real life.
Yeah, you always have hated him, though, so. Is anybody else in your tier we haven't talked about?
Oh, yeah, George Pickens.
Yeah, I'm surprised you have him this high, to be honest with you.
I think he's going to have a good year.
I think so, too.
Pass-heavy offense, and, yeah, he's the number 2. I think that might help him. Maybe could hurt his production. I think he's got obviously a better production than last year, but a big part of last year's production was because Russell Wilson's not very good, I know you
Russell Wilson helped him way more than Fields did.
Fields was him.
Okay. Well,
Fields went 4-1.
That's an interesting take. But, I just think Pickens is going to be good. Don't get me wrong. But, his production's also going to be better than who he is. Another one of those guys. But also, I just think what worries me is just, if you go look how few catches he gets. It's not because they don't want to target him. It's because he really can do... He's just a deep threat.
Yeah.
And he's also, not a prototypical deep threat, if that makes any sense. It feels like he should be able to do other things. He could be a good possession receiver, I feel like. But he just doesn't. And so he needs to take that step for me to put him up here.
Yeah,
I think he's super talented still. Yeah, and that's fine. I'm not mad at that.
Is that everything?
That's all mine.
Okay, at 20, I guess we're just doing the rest. 26, I have Jacoby Myers. 27, I have Tet McMillan, who, first of all, that's really low for most people. 28, I have Devontae Smith. 29, I have Kyle Williams. 30, I have Chris Olave. 31, I have Rome Odunze. And 32, I have Courtland Sutton.
I don't think we have a single player in this tier.
No, we definitely do.
No, I actually don't think so.
Well, then your list sucks.
I think it's your list that sucks.
It's your list that sucks.
You put Kyle Williams on the list. All right, so number 26, I have Matthew Golden. Number 27, I have Emeka Egbuka.
Interesting.
Number 28, I have Jawan Jennings. Number 29, I have Mike Evans. Number 30, I have DJ Moore. Number 31, I have George Pickens. So DJ Moore's not on your list.
No, obviously not.
Interesting. Obviously not. That's crazy. And number 32, I have Josh Downs.
32? Mm-hmm. I hate your list. Your list actually sucks.
Your list is so buns.
Your list is so bad.
Your list is way worse. You have Kyle Williams on the list. Bro might not even start.
Okay.
What are we doing?
You just didn't want to put in a hot take? Your whole list is just like your dumb takes.
Yeah, Drake London at 6 isn't a hot take.
Like down the board, you didn't
have any... at 3 over Jettas is not a hot take. Jettas at 5 isn't a hot take. Like, I have so many hot takes on here.
Those are hot takes you already, like...
And Mika Ibuka at 27. Where you have Tet. It's a pretty hot take. Jerry Jeudy's apparently a hot take, according to you. I don't have Devontae Smith on my list. Don't have Jameson Williams on my list. Don't have Chris Olave on my list.
Why are you ratting yourself out right
Don't have Jordan Addison on my list. I'm just showing you that, like, saying my list is conventional is crazy. Because it's not.
Where are we going to start?
Let's start at Matthew Golden. We're talking about him a little bit, but...
26 is criminal.
I feel like that's higher than most people would have him.
No, it's way lower than most people.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
But you're overcompensating, I think. Like, you put Ted at 27. I think that is a realistic range for people that like him. Like,
no.
Like, he's not going to be any higher than that. I don't even think he's going to be there.
I mean, I think most people would say that they think he could be top 15.
That's ridiculous. I didn't even consider him.
Okay, well, that's your problem.
He had 2 drops in his first preseason game on 1 drive.
People said they really liked what they saw from Ted McMillan from that game.
What?
I saw a video. He was like, Ted McMillan shined. And then they showed like the insane throw Bryce had to the sideline. Yeah. And they're like, what a grab. And they're like, don't look at this play. And then it was the drop in the end zone. And then they had like another catch.
I think he's going to get plenty of targets. He probably will be 27th in production at least. But I don't think he's going to be the 27th best receiver.
Interesting.
Ibuka, I thought you'd be more surprised.
No, not really.
I really liked Ibuka
He's
coming
at
out of the
33.
draft. Yeah, really. I really, really liked him coming out of the draft. He's just a really, really good number 2. I was really shocked that he went to the Bucs. I think we all were. I kind of wish he didn't, but I think now at the beginning of this year he's actually going to be in a good spot. He's going to be the number 2 in that offense with Chris Godwin out. And I think that he's looked great. He looked good in the preseason, and he's looked great in camp, supposedly. And it's a receiver that literally no one has ever said anything bad about, like from insiders, from coaches, teammates. Like, this is a player that everyone loves, that everyone supports, that everyone thinks is great. Like, he just does what he's supposed to do. And so he's like the perfect attitude-wise and play-style-wise number 2. And I think he has the potential to be the best number 2 in the league one day. And I think this season he's also one of the most pro-ready receivers. Like, he's just going to come out and be him right away. You know, like not like, but he's going to be himself, if that makes sense. Sorry, like not like
himself.
No, not like him. Like, you know, like when people are like, he's him. Like, not that type of him, but he's just gonna be what he is. And so, I like him a lot. I think he's underrated by a lot of people, and I think he's better than Ted.
I mean, that's a hot take. I think Ted's in a lot better of an offense to help his production, especially.
Oh yeah, but Ibuka's a better receiver.
Yeah, you can say that, but like it's gonna be hard for Ibuka to shine when once everybody's healthy, the number 3 receiver.
Yeah, and it will be, but that doesn't make him a worse receiver than Ted just because Ted gets all the targets, like we've talked about 15 times in this video.
I don't think we've talked about that many times.
I think we have.
Yeah, everything out of camp is like glowing about him, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
like Baker says he's like the best rookie receiver of all time or whatever he was saying.
Really? I didn't see that.
Like it's like Matthew Golden level hype for him, and he's not even playing. Like, he's not even not playing.
He's not even the number 1.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Well, that's because their team actually has decent receivers. I had Juwan Jennings at 28.
That's way too high.
Hopefully he's on your honorable mentions.
He's not on my honorable mentions.
If you want to talk about production, this is a guy that's going to have plenty of it this season. And I just think he's a good receiver. He's taken over a game. I think a lot of these people in this range have never taken over a game.
Okay.
And he has. So he's shown the ability to take over a game.
I don't need a number 3 receiver to take over a game. That's what he is.
A 3?
He's a average 2.
I think this season, I'm at 28. I obviously don't want to be my 1.
That is a number 1 receiver. Top 32 receivers in the league.
So you think
number 1 caliber. 1? Yeah, I think he's the worst number 1
you always say he's not a number 1. So, like, my point is that I don't, like, you don't want anyone after probably 18 to be your 1.
That's not true.
Like, or at least 20. Like, once you get to like 21, you don't want him to be your 1.
I'm fine with the first 23 to be my number 1.
Yeah, that's because your list is weird. But, like, you want those players to be your 2, preferably. You know what I'm saying? And, like, the bottom of that tier, you already want to, like, probably find a better receiver, or at least another really good one to pair. Juwan Jennings is never going to be the way I want to be my 1. But I think he could be a really, really, really good 2, and I think that he's going to have the opportunities that he needs to prove that and improve this season because he's in an offense with an injured Brandon Ayuk. Debo's gone. Who knows what you have with CMC.
Ricky Pearsall, the real number
Not
one.
scared of Ricky Pearsall. So, I just think he's going to get plenty of opportunities, and he's shown the ability to capitalize on that when he gets them.
I guess. I mean, he's not as good as other guys that I have on here. Like Devontae Smith has proven to be a way better player. It's not even close.
Devontae Smith's been in an incredibly better situation.
Devontae Smith is in a run-heavy offense, and he's the second option.
Yeah, and I don't know why you glaze him like living.
I have him at 28.
Yeah, I thought you were going to have him like 15. That's how much you glaze him.
I don't glaze.
Yes, you do. I've never seen someone glaze a number 2 that doesn't do much. Ever. And it's crazy. But, Jauan Jennings last season was arguably better than Smith.
No, he wasn't.
I mean,
he was worse than Smith.
Jennings.
And Smith is young.
I said arguably.
Dude, you're projecting another guy. You're projecting who's 28 to break out.
He's played one season.
He's played 5 or 6 seasons.
Actually played. He was
There's
a starter
reason for that.
Season. No, he played one.
The one season people get injured, he plays.
Yeah, he played, and then everyone was like, "Oh, look, Jauan Jennings is actually way better than we thought." This happens all the freaking time. So, is there a reason that Tom Brady didn't start over Drew Bledsoe? No. The reason was they thought he was bad and they were wrong. People can be wrong. That's just a stupid argument.
Brady's.
What?
Brady started when he was 23. Not Brandon Ayuk.
Brady started because someone got hurt. Just like Jauan Jennings.
Jauan Jennings started when he was 28.
Because someone got hurt and finally gave him the opportunity. But just because a coach didn't put him in doesn't make him a bad player.
You're taking shots at Kyle Shanahan now.
Yes! I am. Kyle Shanahan's extremely overrated. If you give up 2 double-digit leads in the fourth quarter in the Super Bowls, you deserve to be overrated. You deserve to get some hate.
You deserve to be overrated.
Yeah, you deserve to get some hate. I don't know. I just think that's a dumb take. Evans, we already talked about. We'll move on from him. We talked about him a lot. DJ Moore, I'm surprised he wasn't on your list. And then you said obviously.
I think Rome Odunze is going to be better this year.
I mean, definitely not production-wise.
I think he easily could be production-wise.
I don't know. I love Rome. I love Rome. And he's my honorable mentions, obviously. But Caleb does not love Rome.
I don't care. He better.
Well, he doesn't.
Ben Johnson's going to make him.
And DJ Moore has shown already in the past that he can be a 1,200-yard receiver when he gets targeted. Obviously, Caleb really held him back last year. Well, he's still a good receiver when he got the ball. It's just that Caleb sucks.
I'm at 34.
So, a guy that, if he gets the targets, can be a 1,200-yard receiver, isn't not a top 32 receiver. I think it's just a little low. I had him I only have him at, 30? It's not crazy or anything, but I still think he deserves.
So we have 4 spots off.
Yeah, but I still think he deserves.
And at the bottom, that's not that much.
Who'd you have at 32? Sutton. Who'd you have at 31?
Rome.
Yeah, I think he should be above Rome, but.
I have Olave at 30.
Yeah,
he's had bad quarterback play. He's the only one they're going to throw to.
It's going to get worse.
We saw about the Jets. Well, you think about the Jets receiver situation. Lazard is better than the Saints number 2. Mason Taylor's better than the Saints tight end because Juwan Johnson really sucks. And Breece Hall is better than Alvin Kamara.
Tons of hate right now.
I'm just saying, the whole Saints offense is garbage. And Chris Olave is a good receiver. I think he's way higher than this if you're talking about actual talent.
Well, yeah, he was a very good receiver, but
I think he's 10 spots higher.
With so many concussions now, just injury after injury after injury, and you don't want those to keep piling up. You don't know how he's going to be this season with that. You don't know how much they're going to be willing to risk him this season. They're not trying to win games. How much they're going to go to him necessarily when
you can't just treat him like he's a piece of glass or whatever.
He is.
This doesn't matter.
Up to this point. And
he's a football player. He's going to play football.
What I saw in preseason really discouraged me.
I didn't even
obviously
care. I don't care about preseason.
It doesn't matter, but they don't care. They have no chemistry. That's important. Both quarterbacks are so bad that it's going to hurt them. Even if they go to him a bunch, it's going to hurt them. They're really bad. They're not going to be able to give him the ball. Not to mention, like you said, he's the only player on that offense. That's the only player the team has to focus on. The only one. It's really hard for him to improve and get back to where he was. And I think he's going to be spending the whole year trying to fight back to where he was instead of improving. It's going to set him back a little bit. And so that's why I put him in my honorable mentions.
It's crazy. And the only one we haven't talked about, have we talked about all of yours?
Downs, Pickens, yeah, pretty much.
Kyle Williams at 29. I wanted to take some hot takes, okay? And Kyle Williams might be the best route runner in the draft. And he's going on to the Patriots.
Gold.
Yeah, him and Matthew Golden are the 2 best route runners in the draft.
Over Matthew Golden.
And you look at the Patriots offense, he's got every opportunity to be the wide receiver 1. And if not, he's definitely going to be their wide receiver 2. So, and everything in preseason, like, he should have had, like, over 100 yards.
So you don't care about preseason?
You look at rookies in preseason, and you're like, this looks good. Like, Trevion Henderson, every time he touches the ball, something good happens. You take that. You don't take... Chris Olave does not seem to have a good connection with Spencer Rattler in this
like
one
3
game.
passes.
He dropped like 1 pass.
He dropped multiple passes.
It was 1 pass.
It was multiple. And like every pass was just, they were off. He was frustrated. Like it wasn't good.
Drake May is going to be developing. Drake May's got to find that guy to be his like the future receiver. And he's going to make a good connection. Roster? I don't know. Maybe they don't.
Maybe he throws it to Stephon Diggs.
Maybe he does.
Like, I don't know. I think that's like, if you put him in your audible mentions, they'd be like, oh, wow, that's kind of crazy. But like, good. At least you're confident in your prediction. That's a good prediction.
Yeah,
putting him on the list above Sutton is crazy.
I mean, it's not.
Over an established receiver with 1,100 yards last season.
Established receiver.
You're just putting a 4th-round rookie over a guy that had 1,100 yards last season. That's crazy, dude. That's wild. That's disrespectful, man. Okay. Super disrespectful.
I'm fine being disrespectful to Courtland Sutton. He's mid.
Okay, well, that's just not nice. What if we ever had Courtland Sutton on the show?
He wouldn't watch our old shows.
Yeah, we have to be nice to players, so stop.
I would be nice to him if he came on the show.
Yeah, well, that's not what I meant. All right, let's go over our honorable mentions real fast. Unless there's more players we haven't.
Yeah, that's everything for me.
Okay.
33, I put Igbuka. 34, DJ Moore. 35, Tyreek Hill.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize he's off your list.
Yeah, he is.
Whoa.
He was not good last year, and I think he's going to get worse.
Whoa.
36, Jerry Jeudy. I think he's also going to get worse, obviously. 37, Jameson Williams. 38, I have Zay Flowers. And 39, I have Khalil Shakir.
Wow. I didn't order my honorable mentions. I just kind of threw them all together. I put Odunze, Jameson Williams, Chris Olave, Jordan Addison, which wasn't even an honorable mention for you.
Oh, I should have. Let me see. I would have put him over...
He was really hard to keep off the list.
I might have put him at over Tyreek.
I would put him at 30. I really wanted to put him on
35.
The list. Because I think if anyone benefits from McCarthy, it's going to be him. But
I probably would have had him at 35.
And then Devontae Smith. Those are my honorable mentions.
Smith is crazy.
And I'd probably say Tet as well, just because of his production. But those are my honorable mentions. We've talked about everybody now, so unless there's anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here.
I think that's everything.
All right, well, we appreciate you guys watching. If you stayed till the end, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you stayed this long, then you probably like our videos, and we're going to be posting, 2 to 3 times a week for the next few weeks at least, and during the regular season. So definitely subscribe, like the video, comment down below what we missed. I'm sure you disagree with a lot of my takes and a lot of McKay's, so make sure you comment down below, and have a good one.